On this episode of Retro Car Guy 530, I'm checking out the updated ACDelco TDS website, which was updated in early September 2021 to use the GM Techline Connect software underneath the covers. And for third-party shops that need to program modules in GM vehicles, it has the Service Programming System version 2. So I wanted to see if it worked with my 2014 Chevrolet Caprice PPV as the earlier version of SPS had worked, but it doesn't work with my vehicle yet, but there is a workaround. So let's get into it. As I stated in the intro, the ACDelco TDS website, which is used by independent shops or companies such as myself to gain access to the variety of tools from GM, including the service programming system that I'm trying to utilize here. I logged into my ACDelco TDS website page, and that was just the same. And once you click on the VIN for the session that you're trying to invoke, and I'm trying to use the Service Programming System 2 with the later software, you click on that and then you're sent over to another page where you have the opportunity to download the software or invoke or launch Techline Connect. Of course, the first time through, you do need to download the Techline Connect software. There are requirements for that, and they're stated on this page. You need to have Windows 10 Professional, at least 8 gigabytes of RAM, and 100 gigabytes of free disk space before you attempt to install the product. So the first time through, I click on the download link, get the installer program on my local laptop, invoke that, and then process the installation, which I'll show you now. The downloaded installation program for Techline Connect seems to be like a master installation program for a variety of packages. And it takes actually the execution of this program plus the execution of Techline Connect the first time to download some updates. And it's like the third time before I actually log into ACDelco TDS and click on the VIN to go into the page to select to launch Techline Connect, where it really kind of works. Here you see it installing GM MDI software. I do have a GM MDI device, and there's an update that I have to perform to that device that's not on this video session here, and that took a few minutes as well. So plan for a few minutes to get the installation wizard completed, and then it actually seems to spawn off the Techline Connect in a standalone mode. So I exit that, go through ACDelco TDS, try to launch it here, and this is where it will download some additional updates as it spawns Techline Connect, and it's checking for the lease and getting the additional download of updates for the Techline Connect Core, Tech to Win. So there's still stuff getting downloaded here. So like I said, it's not really ready till the third time you seem to execute this. And it seems to be ready here, but I decide to get out of the program altogether just so it's a clean execution from start to finish. And we'll start with that now. This is after the installation of the Techline Connect software, which I've shown you earlier in the video. I have tested this off screen at this point and made sure it worked before I demonstrated it here. So all the installation steps are done. I've logged into ACDelco TDS, selected the VIN, gone over here, told it to launch the Techline Connect, which it first checks to see if I have a valid lease, which ACDelco TDS is telling it that I do, or at least something is telling it that I do. I'm believing it's from the fact that I'm invoking a VIN that has a valid subscription, checking for any updates, and then it'll check for additional information from the servers. And I only have access to the dashboard and SPS2 at this point. And I'm going to click on Connect Vehicle, which is checking through a J2534 access device, which is my GM MDI device. And then click Continue. And you'll see that it will populate the VIN and the MDI serial number, and that it's a 2014 Caprice Police Patrol vehicle. So I'm invoking SPS2. This is where I want to see if it actually will allow me to update the body control module like it did in the earlier version of SPS. And we get to the point where it's showing the VIN, and I'll need to go down and click on Next. And then it will interrogate the vehicle to find the various modules, and I'm going to deal with the K9, if I remember right, the body control module. And I'm going to do a programming and use the normal mode. And these are the 4 configurable options that are available in the 2014 to 2017 Caprice PPV. And I've already set these in the way that I liked them, but I wanted to test this again to see if I could at least have it tell me that it couldn't do it because they're identical, or I would make an update and it would let me do it. And it goes and starts checking on the server, and we're going to run into an error right here, and the error being the E4398, which is basically that on the server side there's no calibration file information for this vehicle or this module within the vehicle. I ended up contacting Techline Connect support, or then I had to get routed through ACDelco TDS support, and basically there's no solution to this at this point. At this point, after the launch of the Techline Connect through the ACDelco TDS site, the vehicles that it supports are the high volume production vehicles, and the vehicle such as my Caprice PPV is a fairly low production vehicle, 15,000 overall in North America. So at this point, there's no solution here. At some point, it will get corrected, so we'll have to invoke the workaround. So what is the workaround? It's actually not fixing anything or working around anything in Techline Connect. It's using the older version of SPS, and you do that by calling ACDelco TDS support line, speaking with the rep, giving them the VIN. They confirm that the calibration file information is missing for Techline Connect. They then have you invoke Quick Assist on Windows 10 to allow them to remotely control your computer. They start an incognito browser window, log in with credentials that allow them to invoke the SPS version from the older product. And then they go through making sure there's a couple of things here. You'll see verifying Java installation and such here, much like you would see during the startup of SPS from the old version. And then once it gets up and running, it actually seems to work just fine. I wanted to confirm that we could at least still communicate with the vehicle's body control module. I can then pick the 4 configuration options, and that all seems to work here. So we're going through those steps right now. So the solution here is wait. When I asked when the Techline Connect version of the product will have the calibration file information populated for the vehicles such as mine, there was no time estimate. It was just one of the things we have to wait and see how long it takes. Until that point in time, you have to go through something like this. If you have an urgent need to go through and reconfigure a module using SPS, you have to use the old version of SPS by calling the support line and going through what we're doing right here. So hopefully this was something that was beneficial to you. At least it identifies the workaround, be it not a great workaround as far as time consumption, potentially depending on how long it takes to get to a support rep. And on this particular day, like I said, is the first work day after Labor Day, after they've made this change for ACDelco TDS customers, independent shops, and they were slammed. So I understand why it took so long. But this does work, and it will allow me to work in this manner. If you're an independent shop working on vehicles, this may not be a great workaround, but at least it's a workaround until this is solved. So hopefully you did learn something from this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification to be notified when I upload new videos just like this to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.